Michael, what do we have waiting for us?
Okay, this is a simplification question. Simplify the algebraic expression -2 times x minus 3 plus 4 times minus 2x plus 8.
Hang on, move over. I need to see that.
I'm going to get out of your way.
Please. Thank you. So let's see. -2. Okay, times the quantity. There we go. Got it.
All right.
Okay, one thing I want to highlight here real quick. So we're supposed to simplify this here. I've got some of my students working on this right now. I'm going to highlight this little part here. This throws people off sometimes. So when you see something like this is called, what we'll use on it to simplify it is called the distributive property. And the distributive property, all it's doing is talking about, or using the idea that multiplication is talking about groups. So let me give you a very simple example here. Let's say I saw something like this, 2 times 3. What this really means is 2 groups of 3. So this front number here is your number of groups, how many groups you have. And then inside the parentheses is what is in your group. What is in the group? So if we were to visualize this, what this is kind of saying, so it's saying we have 2 groups, 2 groups, and then there's 3 in each group. And of course, we know if we were to do 2 times 3, we get 6. So writing this out, putting those like things together, or combining the things that are like, the 3 and the 3, we put them together, we get 6. So it's just multiplication when we're grouping things. Same idea here. This is saying, and this negative sign, I'll get to this in a minute, but this negative sign means opposite of. So this is meaning 2 groups of x and -3. So if you kind of, I'm going to maybe draw algebra tiles just so you can kind of picture what I'm really doing here. So 2 groups, so I'm going to draw these over here. Here's my 2 groups. And then so I have in each group, this is what I've got in each group. I've got x. I'm going to call that an x guy. That's an x over here. And then -3. So I'm going to make my negatives, I'm going to shade them in just to differentiate them. So -3, and then I have another group of -3. And you can see all together, if I were to combine any like terms, and when I say like terms, I mean things that are the same. I have this x here. I'm going to highlight it. Wait. There we go. No. Highlight it. There's my x, and there's my x. So I've got 2x. And then with my negatives, if I put those all together, so I've got -3, -4, 5, 6. I've got -6 all together. And then I mentioned that this negative sign in front here, this guy in green, that means the opposite of. So opposite, let me give you an example. Opposite of +3 is -3. Opposite of 7 is -7. Opposite of -10 is +10. We just switch the sign for opposites. So if I do the opposite of 2 groups of x and -3, that's actually going to be the opposite of what I have down here, which is -2x and +6. So all this stuff that I have highlighted here, it turns into -2x and +6. And then we're going to combine that plus always means combine, over here with 4 groups of -2x and 8. Now I'm not going to draw all this out, but I mentioned over here that groups of also means multiplication. So what you may notice is what happened, and this is where I was talking about distributive property, is I was taking -2 times x, that gave me -2x, and then I did -2 times -3, which gave me +6. So that's a little shortcut of what I just kind of drew. Oops, whoa, what was that?
That was my work from last week, I think.
Yeah, let me see if I can't get back to what I was doing. Oh my goodness. I think it was, there we go.
Been answering a lot of math questions.
Oh my gosh, did you guys see all those? Look at how much work we do for you. All right, but the shortcut would be to do that distributive property where we just multiply them. Because I don't really want to draw 4 groups of 8 for you, but that's what's happening. So we're going to do 4 times negative 2x, which is going to give us negative 8x. And then I'm going to do 4 times 8, which gives us 32. Now from here, I just want to combine anything that is the same. So I've got negative 2x and negative 8x, so that together is going to give me negative 10x. And then I'm also going to combine this 6 and 32, which gives me 38. So ta-da, we've simplified, and now you can see a little bit of why.
Yeah, I always really like those algebra tiles. I wish I learned math that way. It's more conceptual that way, I
Yeah,
think.
makes a lot more sense. Makes sense why they don't combine.
Yeah.
Yeah.